How about the big dumper? That's right. Cal Raleigh has been an absolute monster this year. The catcher of the Mariners is on pace for 60-some-odd home runs. He's the story of the baseball season, and his nickname is the Big Dumper. Who doesn't get behind that? Right now, Cal Raleigh is on pace for perhaps the greatest offensive season of any catcher ever. Now, we are a little bit more than halfway through the baseball season, so catchers wear down. It's a physically demanding position. Who knows where Raleigh ends up? We've seen guys like Reggie Jackson look like he's on pace for 60 home runs and finish with 38 or 40. Who knows what happens down the stretch? But I wanted to give you my top 5 offensive seasons ever by catchers. Let's do a little rankings here, shall we? And of course, a nod to the old school. Number 5. How about Gary Carter's 1982 season? Now, of course, Carter has those incredible exposed threads on. But this was a guy that had an 8.6 WAR. 8.6, which is one of the single greatest seasons ever. Wins above replacement for any catcher ever. 29 home runs, 101 RBIs, finished second in the NL MVP. Gary Carter's 82, an 8.6 WAR. Number 5. Number 4. How about Joe Mauer? Mauer's 09, he had just a home run fewer than Gary Carter and 5 RBIs fewer at 96 RBIs, but he won the American League MVP. And how about this Joe Mauer, who missed an entire first month of the season, hit 365. Imagine a catcher hitting 365. Mauer in his prime was ridiculous. What a season that he had with a 7.8 ERA. The number 3 greatest offseason or offensive season of all time for a catcher, Roy Campanella. Campy's 1953. He also won the MVP. Hold your hats. Campanella, who is known as one of the heart and souls of the old Brooklyn Dodgers, Dem Bums, the team that always ran into the Yankees and lost in the World Series, but was a bunch of heroes in the borough of Brooklyn. In 1953, Roy Campanella, 41 home runs and 142 RBIs. Think about that. In a 154-game season, he had 142 ribbies, hit 312. Campy was incredible. Campy is, I think, overlooked by history because he doesn't have the rings of Yogi Berra, because he played a long time ago. But Roy Campanella's 53 season, and he's a Hall of Famer, was absolutely iconic. The second greatest offensive season ever by a catcher, Mike Piazza's final full season in LA, 1997. I mentioned Gary Carter's 8.6 WAR. How about an 8.7 WAR? Mike Piazza's numbers in 97, he finished second of the MVP, 40 home runs and 124 RBIs, and the greatest single season wins above replacement in catcher history. He was outrageous. And you could really stack like 3 to 4 prime Piazza seasons in here. If you just wanted to give me Piazza's 5 greatest seasons, that could make a top 5 all-time catcher offensive seasons list. But Piazza's 97 is his best ever of an incredible slew of dominance. The number 1 season of all time by a catcher at the plate, Johnny Bench, Big Red Machine, 1970. The guy won the MVP because when you hear his numbers, you're going to vomit. Johnny Bench hit 48 home runs and drove in 148 RBIs. And this was him scratching the surface, the first chapter of an entire decade of absolutely owning the catcher position. 48 and 148. 48 and 148, and basically played every day. Bench's 1970, the guy played in 158 games. He missed 4 games all season at catcher. No DH back then. He played in the field every stinking day. 158 games played. 158 games played. He drove in a 148. My goodness. Oh, also won the Gold Glove. So the best defensive catcher in the game as well. Benches 1970, is without peer. My goodness, look at that list. Look at how gorgeous that list is right there. Look at those uniforms. Look at those eras represented. Now that's a list. Bench in the 70s. Mauer in the aughts. Piazza in the 90s. Campy in the 50s. And Gary Carter's beautiful 1980s Expos, light blue, powder blue road threads. My God, is that a list? My God, my goodness, is that a baseball list? DA, you've done it again, you dog. You've done it again.